Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Whistlekick Martial Arts Radio. And on today's episode, and I'm looking at my notes only because I want to make sure I pronounce your name right. Narcyz Latecki. How'd I do?
Perfect.
Awesome. We're going to talk. We just had almost 20 minutes of kind of pre-show. Yeah. The longtime audience knows what it means when I can't articulate. It's going to be a great episode. If you're new to what we do, please go and check out whistlekick.com for all the things that we have available, from our apparel to our training programs, Whistlekick Alliance if you're a martial arts school owner. And then make sure you bounce over to whistlekickmartialartsradio.com. That's where we do everything for the show. I don't know exactly what number this is going to be, 900 and something episodes that we've done. They're all over there. There are transcripts, links. If we talk about something today that we're going to link out to, or your social media, your website, that's all going to be over there. So check that out. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, Jeremy, for having me here. It's an honor for me to be here.
It's an honor for me.
I'm excited to be here, actually.
Good. You picked up right away that I had Polish background by my last name, so that was cool.
Yeah, that's.
Most people can tell. Oh, you're somewhere. That's a European name. They don't know.
Maybe,
yeah. And it's funny because my father's side comes from Poland, but also Denmark and Ireland. But my mother's side is all through there. Both sides.
Yeah. So it's the same way. I come from Poland, but also it's like Czech, it's a Ukrainian, it's either some kind of Polish king. They're involved in some general, so maybe they want some crazy blood inside. But yeah.
And then I don't know, completely unrelated to martial arts. What is it? Something like 1/5 of people, half of people in the world have some bloodline back to Genghis Khan.
Oh yes, that's true. He was pretty busy.
That's talk about a legacy.
He take care of this.
There are people who think that they've got a big legacy because they have, and not that this is a small achievement, but maybe a handful of children, or 2 or 3 martial arts schools, but imagine that many generations later, your genetics are so prolific that people talk about it that way.
Yeah, I think I don't trace my lineage as badly, but one of my great grandfather, he was actually one of the general who actually tried to kick the Manchurians out of Poland, and that's what he got famous for. So
wow.
And his son became king, but I don't want to talk about this.
Okay,
so that's from my mother's side. So
cool.
So he fight him so he can stop spreading him out.
Rebellious nature by blood.
That's correct.
All right. Now, you mentioned you are not originally from here, so I think that might be a good place to start.
Yes.
People don't generally change countries trivially. There's usually a good reason. Why did you come here?
Actually, I grew up in Poland. Mm-hmm. Just that we had the same, Slovak name. Yeah. And martial arts actually brought me here. And I immigrated on my martial arts craziness, martial arts skills. And never planned to do this, actually. Never planned to do this. First time I have a chance to go to China, I was 87. Had not enough money to go. Mm-hmm. I was still a kid. And I think my Polish instructor walked to me and said, after class, I said, "Can you have it in 2 months, $200?" I was like, oh, "What, he wanted more money from me?" I was like, "Why? Why?" I was like, "So if you have $200, you can take the trip to China for me, and everything is covered. But you just have to take a train. 7 days going through Russia and Mongolia, 1 station, 1 battle, and 9 days going back. So you're paying only for the train. And 6-week training for free." I see, I cannot have it. My parents was making, I think, about maybe equal to $20 a month. How can I make it? I was a kid. I was in the school, so that was my first chance to use my martial arts for like some kind of travel. Probably I will stay there. I don't know, because I always loved China.
Were you training Chinese martial arts?
Yes, I already was training Chinese. I started with Japanese art, and I think Japanese art shaped my way of seeing and thinking, and helped me to see and value actually every style. I don't believe the style is important. People make the styles and people make them great or just embarrass themselves, but not the styles. Anyway, the creator of the styles, they create them, I think, only for themselves. I don't believe the style is created for mass production. You practice something, become good. Like Muhammad Ali created his boxing style for people. No, he just was himself. And he became good in boxing and really good, whatever, yeah? So I think every style, Chinese martial arts or Japanese or any Asian style, was created originally by the person for the person. And then people see, oh, this guy is good. Like we look in social media, it's like, I want to be like this person, yeah? I want to be like the person, and then try to imitate, try to practice. Then he may teach, and that start to become popular. But not always you become good with something with someone else make for themselves. That's my philosophy. So I feel like.
So let's go back 1987, and we have some younger folks in the audience who might not quite remember. I remember what 1987 was like in Europe, not because I lived there, but because of what I saw on television. And I would imagine that there probably weren't a lot of opportunities to train martial arts then. How did you get so lucky?
No, originally as a kid, I grew up in a kind of industrial city, coal mines, steel factories, kind of how the walls are gray, no colors, so no rainbow, and life was kind of not really, shiny. So lots of kind of street fights and crime and drinking. That's why I don't know. I should say it about, but yeah, I was drinking. I was 9 years old. I quit smoking when I was 14. I quit smoking.
You quit at 14?
Yes, because my first instructor. But I started practice a little bit early. Of course, we like friends. Get at how you would call this fight club? We get a like basement club.
Yeah.
And people got in. We got a boxer. We got like some karate and judo guy, and we just like exchange the techniques and try to work on each other, punch the back, and lift cinder blocks. So that was like really hard. And that was like maybe around 81. And 83, I finally decided I want to sign up. I find out from my friend, this is karate school, and I want to karate. You say, yeah, karate.
So you're 12, 13?
I was at about 93, I was at 14.
Okay.
Yeah. And I go to the class. I remember. That's what I remember. I was like in the middle of September, so the sign up was already like going, I think, and I was on the list, 98 on the list. For 98. 98 on the list where my name go in, and was the people after me. So over 100 people signed up. Over 100 people signed up. My sensei walk in and look at me because it was a karate Kyokushin, and walking in and look at it was like, by the end of the month, which was another couple of weeks, and 3 classes per week, so basically 6 classes maybe. He said, I will only have 25 of you here left. So that's how the class started. And he gave a couple rules: no talking, obviously, no goofing around, no looking through the big window, because he said, if your eyes are there, your mind's are there.
Was he Polish or was he?
He was Polish. He was Polish. He said, your mind there, your heart's there. So he basically, as you told him, he said, you miss 3 classes a year, you out. So I remember I was one kid and he asked him, and that's what changed my life. He asked him, which I don't ask, I was quiet. I was very nervous actually. So he asked him, what's happened if I get sick? It was like he looked at him and say, it's mean you're too weak to be here. That's it. I have to recover. I was a kid. I always was sick. I get sick all the time. You know what? I was so scared. I never get sick. Since now, I'm not sick ever. Yeah. I don't have sick days. I run the business. And now I know what's the limitless mind. I learned it from him. And many things would happen in my life. I know what I focus on. I will get there. And you need to feel this in your heart. You need to understand with your mind, you connect this two. And you actually, that come from my very first teacher, but I don't understand at the time. I don't read any books at the time about limitless mind. But I read them later. I was like, wow, that's what actually happened. And that came from my first karate instructor. So I think by the end of the year, I don't know, maybe 12 people was left.
Out of over 100.
Yes, and by the season over, which basically for summer was stopping, was only 3 people left. It was just me and 2 girls, no guys. So it was only 1 guy. The guys treat a little bit harder because, like, what we have a committee, and they always have someone cut the lip, cut the nose. So I was the youngest kid there.
Kyokushin's tough.
And
I would imagine
Masayama lived at the time. She was my hero. So there's lots of things what I would like to people understand. And
I'm just checking to make sure everything's going well. Yep, we're good.
So lots of things what I learned at the time from my teacher, and that's what shaped my life. Every day he said, you do 1 extra push-up. You never do the same amount. If you do the same amount, you're moving backward. You're not even stuck in the same time because time moves forward. And you're repeating the same thing what you did last week. And he throws lots of words, so I don't want to repeat. So he teaches only 1 time. We teach us entire kata 1 class. He can get fearless. If we was a not able member, he say, I'm wasting time on you. That's why people was quitting. So after class, we go practice outside and we meet each other before the class. To make sure that we know the kata, right? I still remember the katas.
I believe
after 40
it.
years. So anyway, the story has shaped my life because I know how much to value things, what someone teaching me, someone showing me something. I want to absorb it because I do not want to disrespect the person. That's what is very important. I always telling my students because unfortunately that doesn't exist right now. We just like, okay, come tomorrow, Island. We do not value. I'm not getting things like so.
What did your friends think of you doing this? Because from what you said, they weren't there.
Oh, I have it. Most of my friends are kind of street smart asses, or like I say, most of them either dead already or in the jail, so end up being criminals. So to be tough guys. So I mean, what we play around, we throw on each other rocks. That was a game. So basically, I remember when I broke my head, I ran home, I cleaned myself. I want to make sure that my mom doesn't find out, actually. So she doesn't let me stay home next day, so I want to go outside play. So it was a kind of violent place. We do stupid things. Anyway, I have broke everything in my body, and that just make you stronger, like we all know. So anyway, so basically, I do out a little bit again, like I'm always, can you come back? we was that saying about?
I was asking you about your friends.
So about coming back to the friends, coming to the friends. So they're all kind of tough guys, smart asses. I remember they come maybe a week after I was already there. They come to the class. He my instructor, my sensei, kind of sensed them, who they are. He gave us such a workout. Anyway, by the way, my first class, 100 push-ups, 500 sit-ups. Doesn't mean that I was able to do, but that's what you have to try. You have to try more than you're able to do. You don't try how much you're able to do. Like I told this sometimes with my student, I say, how many you want to do 10 push-ups? They said, okay, so let's do push-ups. Now you're not able to do, now count 10.
This is reminding me very much of my understanding of Kyokushin. I did, one of my instructors growing up was Kyokushin.
Yeah, so Kyokushin changed my life. Give me really the kind of understanding and value how hard you have to work. So basically, my friends never come back after first class. So they never come back after first class. That's what I can say saved my life, because saw me going. They be tough guys. And to be honest, we can talk how great we can be martial artists, but on the street, that doesn't matter. These kids can kill me anytime they want it, but they respect me for this, because they get kicked out from my.
Because you could do it and they couldn't.
Yes, because they saw the determination where I have it. be my best buddy. We go, we drink together, we do all crazy things. I'm sorry to say it this way, but that's the life where I grew up. And they left me alone. They don't ask me to do stealing or picking some stuff on whatever there was story. Yeah. And I just did my own life and hang out with them, say hello, have a drink, go practice. So just have them take the class and never come back. That saved my life. That saved my life because some of them gone, and most of them gone. The people are.
How long did you train in that school?
So Poland at the time was a communist country, and all of the federation, all of the sport federation belonged to something. Like the organization belonged to the karate, the Polish Karate Association belonged to different region, belonged to different, like this one belonged to the coal factory, a coal mine place, and the higher instructor, which the sensei, and he's basically get on the payroll with the coal mine people. So there was a story that he have to move to other city. So the move to other city, this is organization, this is sport organization. They don't care what the carrot next one. And so after 1 year, I practiced with him 1 year. After 1 year, wonderful people, wonderful 3 instructors, 3 senseis with higher degree than him come and take over. Was a Shotokan. So you see that the organization doesn't understand Kyokushin Shotokan.
Sure.
I respect Shotokan. I respect Gishin Funakoshi as well because he's a very good role model, and it's a wonderful thing. I don't have anything against any, but like remember the first thing, remember the toughness, remember the craziness. They'd be nicest to me because to see I was a crazy at practice. I survived to the year, no one else.
Nobody else?
No, the two girls,
okay,
the 2 girls,
okay.
3 of us. But the girls, I think they stopped practice after the year too. Okay. But the year stay, I remember that the 2 girls stay and me stay, and they really gave me abuse. I wasn't like punching back. That stuffed me up, and I was just like, that's only make me stronger, which I don't understand the time, but I like it, and
So you didn't continue with Shotokan?
I did for 1 year Shotokan.
Okay.
I always want to do Kung Fu.
Okay.
Jackie Chan movies,
Sure.
whatever. I'm not a fan of Bruce Lee, with all the respect. I respect him, he gave it life to many things, but somehow was it not what was it too much noise, too much screaming, too much something what doesn't sit in my taste, I like spicy food, but there was different spice.
Sure.
And it was not my type. So Jackie Chan, I like his humor, I like his personality, and that was like, I want to do Kung Fu. Reaching my parents doesn't let me practice martial arts. So reaching that fight, on the beginning I say, I'm signing up. So my mom freaked out. We have at Kyokushin Karate classes that after I don't know, maybe not even a month, we spar. So when we spar, I know only one punch, Shudansuki and Kingari, nothing else. And we do this thousands of times. Squat kick, push up, knuckles, make sure the 2 knuckles are right. Okay, I was bleeding on my knuckles. I was bleeding on my tailbone from sit-ups. And pant, what we do the crocodiles, we do like hopping on the floor, forward and backwards. So my mom seeing the kind of marks on my body, and when we get a sparring, on the beginning you get 2 or 3 people, depends the class, you take the top, and you have to defend yourself, and they're beating you with the belts. So the belt sometimes smack around. One time I got bruised on my face with the belt. But my mom saw this. She said, no more. She said, no more practice. And that was like in the very first month almost, yeah. She said, no more martial arts, because she said, either they kill you or either you become gangster, because she know what we streets we live. We love what town we live. Also basically violent city. Yeah. So she said, either one other direction, you get that or you can, and from her perspective, I understand her, and I believe she was right, but I was stubborn. I sneak out. I was a sneak out for a year and a half. So luckily,
you snuck to classes for a year and a half without her knowing.
Yes. So that's why I read lots of spy books. Maybe that's for me. So I was sneaking out for a year and a half. My mom was working hard. The life at home was a little bit tough too. It's like I mentioned. quickly to you. So she wasn't working so much. So that helped me to manage to do my sneaking out for a year and a half. And I think I only missed one class. And I just almost wanted to lean in front of my teacher, apologize for him. It wasn't the first year. He just laughed. He laughed. And because he saw that I was like really, it's like, who wanna be punched?
Yeah.
Okay, please. Because, I was always wanna be tougher because I've been the reason for this, especially in him. And so sneaking out for a year and a half after this, she found out that I practice martial arts and look at me and just say, I guess we will never get you out from your head, your craziness. And she say, that was for the Christmas, I think. She say, your Christmas present is you can practice. That was the best Christmas present. Yeah. So next year, because there was like a year and a half, next year, which after 2 years of my karate practice, and there was already the Shotokan, which I like Shotokan, the people was wonderful. I was like, okay, I see where's this martial kung fu school. 2 hours away, one way. By 2 trains or 2 buses or train and bus, so the commute was it. Now I think by car is like 40 minutes. But so there was lots of determination. So my mom allowed me, so I was like, okay, I can afford it to go there. Do not mention what I practice. My first year what I practice, so lots of kids do not understand this. I collect recycled bottles, wash them, and that's how I save money for my tuition because obviously I cannot get from parents. So when I end up being in the advanced group, I don't have to pay. I get the uniform and everything. Either Adidas clothes, my kimono, everything was come from because you end up being in the advanced group. Even I don't treat myself as advanced, but no one else was left. That's why they put you to the advanced. At least you clean the mats after the blood is on the floor. Yeah. So anyway, so I started to travel to my first kung fu instructor, and that's how I moved to Chinese martial arts. And I think everything, especially my first Kyokushin teacher, and level the legacy of Masoyama. Not that I want to fight the bulls, but but I like the idea. Every day try harder, every day do more, and I realized that your mind is limitless. From what he show us, not what he.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Not what he tell us there is. He just prove us there is. He was able to do 500 push-ups.
It's a lot of push-ups.
That is lots of push-ups. Yeah. What I get not that I want to brag about, but what I get in my good thing, I was able to do 100 in a minute, 60 seconds, 100 push-ups. I was crazy. So you're getting headache from doing them so fast. It's just the head like bounce. You feel like your brain inside like just bouncing against the skull because you have to do very fast. I stopped doing this, but that was my kind of because 100 was like nothing. It was just like you sneeze a second ago. That's how to go everything. I always actually use the word sneezing. It's just like sneeze. You have to just begin. That's how quick have to be done. So I go to start practice my Chinese martial arts and Chinese kung fu and my.
Hold on. How did you find a school that was 2 hours away? How did you know about it? There's no internet back then.
No.
And I'm guessing there's no phone book
no,
that anybody's doing. How did you know about a Chinese
it's
martial arts school 2 hours away?
Good thing because you're not from Europe, so it's good to 2 hours. It's a black market. On the Saturday, it's a black market. People coming and selling different stuff. Like farmers market here, we're selling fruits. People selling let's say there's a new album coming on Tuesday. Yeah. You can get the album on Friday, on Saturday already on in the market. The album was coming here on Tuesday, also already on Saturday in market, in a black market, we call black market, yeah. So I go there because there was people selling Xerox books, sometimes the books translated. And there was a guy, older guy than me, actually he passed away, what I find out, just like a few years ago. So he mentioned me about my first Polish instructor, and he know him. He know everyone. He was like, people would know like everyone, but they didn't know anything. So he was like one of them. So, lots of books, lots of libraries. I get the books from him and all this, and that's how I find out about my first kung fu instructor. And I got the promotion. I prepare myself after summer. Because sign up is only in September. You cannot sign up in the middle of the year, just like school. So, and summaries of doing camps. So that's how I, find out about my first poetry instructor.
So you go to your first class, and you've been training for
2 years.
3 years,
2 years. 2 years, luckily. Yeah.
Okay. Some Kyokushin, some Shotokan. Anybody who was trained in those two styles and then
I don't say
done Chinese martial arts knows there's a lot of difference there.
Yeah, there's difference. Yeah, and everyone who teaching either between like where Shotokan between the three senseis, everyone has a slightly different style. Either something I go back to Japanese karate, what I like it, and I have a hard time to fit in Chinese kung fu in the beginning. So I remember we have visitors, and there was some Japanese guy come, Japanese sensei, I say guy come to a place where we practice. There was not really dojo. We just ran the places, yeah, like school gyms. So you're coming to, he arriving, and we practice, we do warm up, and then we started to kata. And you know what's the nice thing? We all at the same time, same speed. I'm a little kid and doing my kata. I was just like looking at the Asian guy, and I was just like, oh shoot, I'm just like him doing the same speed. Was it exciting? Was it very exciting? That I'm able to keep up with the speed, with the energy and the thing. When I start practice Chinese martial arts, everyone does slightly different. I almost want to quit on the beginning. I almost want to quit. The classes was maybe more nicer, more friendly, but it was not the structure.
Okay.
Like my
it wasn't what you were used to.
Yeah, my sensei say you look at the window, you see your eyes there, your mind there, your eyes there. Get out. Close the door from on the side. That's how strict he was. So I don't have that kind of structure. It was a kind of a little bit loose, which was hard for me to adopt. And my teacher sometimes have someone else cover and do the movements differently. And I was just like, who's right, who's wrong? Okay, so that was it. He has a contact with someone from here, from Boston, very famous master, Yan Junming. And Yan Junming has a YMA publication.
He's been on the show.
Yes, so he arrived 86 to Poland first time. So I have a chance to take the classes already with him. April 86. So then I saw like really, wow, okay. I'm staying because in September, and I was like, okay, I want to do what I want to do. Either I see everyone do different. Every year he invites every year someone else comes from the YMA headquarters, also do slightly different. Then again, it was my kind of, what's going on? Why we not like the all Japanese cars look same? So eventually, over the years, I realized and I understand, and I actually love it more than anything else, because we always forgetting the martial art is about the art. And what is the art? Art should be a personal expression. You should bring it up, what is the best, which you have, and embrace it. So I don't understand at the time. I don't want to criticize Japanese style, because everyone just, let's just kamikaze, okay?
But when, and I understand what you're saying, because when you're a kid and you're doing something, especially if there's, the word that's coming to mind is chaos around you, you want to know that what you are doing is good and right. That at least in the chaos, there's something you can point to and say, this is real. I know it's good. I know it's honest. And that makes complete sense. I'm remembering myself as a teenager when people would teach me the same thing in different ways, and how frustrating that was, because there was some chaos in my life too.
Yes.
So that makes sense.
You need to memorize who teach you what, so you can don't get correct. Yeah,
I grew up with a husband and wife.
Okay.
And so, yeah, when she was leading class, we would do it this way. When he was leading class, we'd do it this way.
So it's the same thing. I mean, my teacher, what he was inviting everyone, always someone come in, differently do. And I have the problem to figure out what's right, what's wrong. And then I realized it doesn't matter, because it's just like your handwriting. You learn the ABC. I don't say ABC, I say ABC to that, yeah. And you have your own handwriting. You have to express yourself, how you're writing an L, how you're writing an N, because that's my initials. So I'm writing in my own way.
Now, were they talking about this in the Chinese martial arts class? Were they saying you need to find your own expression?
No, I think that's my way of seeing and understanding. I don't have it much choices in my life to do many things. I love gymnastic. I love flips, I love things, but that was like kung fu or gymnastic. Nah, kung fu. I do flips on my own. I practice my flips. We don't call this parkour at the time, but we do lots of crazy things, riding on the trains, jumping on the roofs, and running all the stuff. Yeah, throwing rocks on each other at the same time. So I do lots of that kind of things. That's why I hurt myself many times. Not from doing martial arts, but I blew up my ankles, blew up my knees, and had broken a couple of times and from doing that kind of crazy things. So, and you don't go to doctor. Really, you don't. Not in my case.
Probably didn't even tell your mother most of the time.
That's exactly the story. I don't want to tell my mom that I broke my head, that my head got bleeding, and then you want to wash the clothes, and you just don't know that blood you should wash in the cold water. At the time, I was just like, why the blood doesn't going off? So my mother find out. So you want to hide the t-shirts. So you lost it. Because she will not let me go. Because she'll be worried about me, obviously. But to me, I just want to go play next day. I don't care. I get, little blood here, but how people right now. Little boo-boo. And it's just like,
that
like
wouldn't work now.
There's emergency room already. So I feel like, I will never change what I was and what I grew up. I grew up during the martial law, police hours. And that was only for 6 months, but change everyone, change the police, change everyone around. We have a military in the street. So that's changed total also perspective of seeing everything, and even give me more value to do martial arts. One way, I actually refused to go to army. I don't go to army, which in Poland you go to jail if you don't go to army. I refused to go to army for only one reason, because I don't want to practice. I felt I will just don't have enough to practice, because I'll be maybe, I don't know, cleaning some floors or whatever, because at my time was a crisis in Poland. So what I hear from my oldest friends, they're not really going shooting. They don't do any much fun military things. So I was like, I'm not going. So yeah, there's a big story about this too.
How did you avoid going into the military?
So I guess I again want to tell this and give a credit to my very first instructor. I realized, again, going to the Limitless, if you focus on something really badly and you really believe, you will make it happen. And just me immigrating here, me getting the green card here, and citizen and everything what I achieved, it come from my very first teacher who tell you every day you do more, every day, and you focus what you want in your life. What is your goal, okay? So he gave me the kind of strength. I think I applied that I'm pacifist. Obviously, like you mentioned, there was no internet. No one know. I already have a group, 120 people where I teach, but no one can find this on the internet because there was no internet, in the 80s. So I don't actually basically, and I ended up working in the hospital. And to be honest, hospital was another change in my life, because that's why I maybe stopped doing what you guys call now parkour. Yeah, I stopped going crazy things like riding trains outside or.
Because you were seeing injured people every day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see people head amputates. I see people from the train tracks actually. From legs, hands. I saw live amputation, which was stuck in my head. And almost every day, when I work in the hospital, every day I was the one who wanted to take the dead body to morgue. Actually, I kind of felt something good doing. So there was nothing being scared. I don't believe being scared stuff like this. With my experience or OB experiences, I feel like. That's another story. But I felt like there was a kind of normal thing, but seeing not being scared. Oh, what's happened to me? Being worried about my mother, worried about my family. How I see how this boyfriend died and the girlfriend come in and she's screaming in the hospital all over there, the hallway. She find out that he's gone. Seeing kids crying over the mothers, seeing things like this make you realize how much you will hurt someone else who you love. That you see, that's the thing with hospital. Give me a work in the hospital, and it felt good. There was a place where I go hour early to work. I always go last second, but I go hour early because I enjoy to go and talk with the patients, goof around. I always want to make a joke, want to make people happy, so sneak some better food. And so it was a good time. I enjoyed the time working in the hospital. So changed my life and made me become kind of value more things. And maybe the way how I'm teaching classes, I don't want to be strict. I want to be like happy family because what is this about? What is our existence about? What's what we choose to be humans now, and what we choose for experience? The anger, the fight. We're fighting the martial art. Art, like I said, is the expression yourself. The martial, I feel like, is the fighting with yourself, fighting with the weakness, fighting with the laziness, fighting with the things what you feel like. You need to just improve it, because that's why we testing our, whatever we're doing right now. So that's how I brought and applying my understanding of martial arts. So yes.
Why did you want to come to the U.S.?
No, I don't.
You didn't?
My Polish teacher, I'm sorry, my Chinese teacher, first Chinese teacher, Yan Zhiming, he saw me. I actually become first certified his instructor in 91, YMA instructor. And he say that I'm crazy about martial arts. I practice maybe 6-8 hours a day. And I practice all the time. I mean, I say 6-8 hours because while I work, I go and I do a couple hundred push-ups here. I wake up 3 in the morning, go practice. So that was another story. Where I work from 6, I have to practice for an hour and a half in the morning. Anyway, he saw that I'm a little bit crazy about what I'm doing, and he liked this. So he said, "You need to come to US and show." He was kind of, I don't know, I should say it, but he said, "Show Americans how to do martial arts." So that was a kind of joke what he mentioned, and inspired me. So I basically originally want to go to him. He also found out that I want to travel to him and see him, but yeah, my travel doesn't go well. I end up being in Holland, end up being in Germany. In January, I sleep on the street on the frozen snow, almost freeze to death. There's another crazy story there. End up coming back home, and so I don't succeed. He know about this, and he also know that it's just my life, my soul, my heart, my brain, my everything was just martial arts, and I have nothing else. I don't do anything else. I have many reasons to run away for other things because I just don't want to become. I don't want to become something what I felt like was not inspiring to being human. So he sent me for 2 years. He was sending me invitations. Obviously, yeah, I can. At the time, maybe I was working in a hospital, actually working for private kind of bodyguard company. So I have a very, very, very crazy, good way crazy, retired some police chief. He started his private detective bodyguard company. So there was a good experience there. And I was not qualified to go there because I was too short, he said. I'm not short, but in his standards. But they actually hired me, and that was a great time. But so I have a couple jobs, and I maybe make $200 a month at the time. And there's again $1,000 ticket, and you have some money in. So I eventually end up having $500 in my pocket. We're coming to US with open ticket. I was applying income for 2-3 months, but with the open ticket, I have the kind of leverage that if I have not enough money, I can just call and I come back. So I wasn't planning to stay. I never planned to emigrate. I just go for martial arts. Like if 87, I will go to China, maybe my life will change. Because why I'm saying this, because when I was coming here, the same thing. I was coming here to learn from my teacher and practice with him, experience here, not show anything like he was joking around, but I just want to learn as much. And I learned at the point and there was some stories here which maybe are too much. We don't have that much to talk about, but eventually, he said, "Yeah, if you want to, we can try to apply for your green card." But he right away said, "But most likely you will not get the green card because we already tried for two other people."
What year is this that we're talking
93.
about? 93.
Take me 2 years to save.
So
to
there's
save the money.
there's still a lot of, in 93, there's still a lot of stigma. Former Soviet countries
Oh yes,
and everything in the US.
we lost the communists 89. I remember the wall go down. Listening Pink Floyd at the same time and having beer. So that was the moment. And 93, yeah, country was changing. Poland was changing. The way how I got the visa also was very crazy because I remember going in January to U.S. consul or embassy applying for visa, and the line was so big. They say they're taking only 200 people per day. So my date was at like middle of March. I remember it was a Wednesday, but I remember which day. So middle of March, I go for the interview, which was at 200 people, and again with my focus, I thinking right now because I always will credit this to my first instructor. The way how you behave, the way how you respect everyone who greeting you, the way how you show respect to the person who working, the way how I learned this from these classes, how you value someone time. I think that's what got me. That I was one of three people who got visa to this this day.
One of three.
It was
out of
one
200.
I guess it was a 200 because there was many people that say they're taking on the 200. So it doesn't mean that everyone probably show up that day because it's just this life. But there was about 200 people, and there was a two couple who just got married. So there was a immigration marriage visa, and one was a look like businessman guy, had a suit and all this. I was like, okay, he played businessman, and I was just like,
Why do you think they said yes to you?
I don't know. I just, like I say, try to be very always respectful and persistent with what I want and open. I'm always saying truth. So this is one other thing. I have good reasons for this. I will never lie. So better don't ask me. I will better maybe don't answer the question. But I'm always honest. So whatever that I was asking me, I'm always saying the truth. And there are games like this. I can I did lots of spy books and things. So I can spy how people lie. I can know when I can ask you a question. I know when you lie, when you're not. So I kind of aware of this. So I'm feeling like always if you go to a place like this, they have to know this. Come on, that's like not Yeah. So I try to be always honest, not for this reason, but I never can lie, and I feel like I answered the question honestly. Even I felt that they don't give me the chances to go, but no, they asked me to come back after lunch, 2:00, which leave the passport. They don't say anything. They say leave the passport. You pick it up 2:00, and that's what I coming back 2:00, and I see there's two couple and the guy and just me. I was like, okay, so that's all. So that's why I know I got the visa. But like again, just because you want to be honest, I always have to be honest with my first teacher. I always have to honestly do hard work and do my best. And I always telling this to my students. That's one of the way, because you want to be yourself. You want to be yourself. I never have it idols. I never have it someone who I say I want to be like him. I say if someone was good, I would say I want to be better than him, because they're just like doing more than him. But I never have a posters of Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan and the one on the walls. No, I put my weapon there. Get it?
So you come here, you apply for a green card that neither of you expect you'll get,
No, I don't.
but you get it?
Yes, I don't have it even a lawyer. My classmate was in the law school. My classmate, probably he will listen this maybe, because if I post this on the Facebook, a very good friend, his family was all have a nice big office in in Boston, an Italian place. So very successful law office, or his brother's law, and lawyers, and his family. And he somehow was in the school, but I don't feel like he wanted to be a lawyer. So he doesn't even want to be a lawyer, I think. But he helped me to do the papers. He helped me to fill out the papers, and he applied, and he say, "Don't worry, legally, because all is in process." He always sent them in the last second. So it take me 3 years to get my green card. So say legally, we will basically, you will stay. They will not kick you out because you're in the process of getting green card. And that was his game. But he said, but you will not get, because there was the other two people who my teacher tried to help them. And that one was a Chinese, and another one was from Israel, which actually he speaks a little Polish. And both didn't have a chance to get it. They both have to get married. I say no. I say I will not getting married for green card. I say no. That's basically and gay lie. That's basically manipulate people's life, and I don't feel that's right. So it just happened again. His writing was a pretty bad, and he always don't understand what I say. Sometimes write it too quickly before he understand my answer. So he have to cross it out. So the application for the green cards was so bad written. I was like, I was just got rejected, and I still got it. So it's kind of funny. I don't know. Like I say again, I believe the limitless power, and that approves of this and many others, which I don't think we have a time for this. But that's what can be the green card. And wait 10 years before the green card expire. Obviously, I want to do sooner, but alive, and I apply for, I get the citizenship. 10 years after. So 86, I got it. 96, I'm sorry, I got my green card. I remember the green card before even arrived in the mail. My teacher already sent me to Poland to teach. So that was my first time I got to Poland to teach. Have a like European meeting. So I go back to Poland, and after 3 years. Just to train the YMA schools. And
was teaching your job?
That was my teaching. Teaching was my and what they call the special skills. What you're applying for the green card. That was a teaching Chinese martial arts. So it was the special skills. So it's funny because I'm not Chinese actually. If it will be like as a Polish for making the pierogies, I will understand because I'm the Polish who can make the pierogies. Yeah, but because I'm applying for teaching Chinese martial arts, Tai Chi and Qigong and other internal arts, and I come from Poland, so that's kind of awkward. So, like I say again,
Did they make you demonstrate?
No, nothing. And remember having the interview, and I ever was it not understand correctly all the questions, so I kind of was mumbling to answer them, and that was like red flag because I was just kind of trying to answer my best. I was like, oh, come on, I still got it. And I remember the lady say yes. Oh. So those can get the alien number, because you get the alien number first, and they say you're going to arrive, whatever.
You've mentioned your students now, and of course your instructor is. For people who know who he is, he's a very well-known figure. Some may use the word legend to describe him. He's been around and doing big things in the martial arts world for quite a long time. And it could be very easy for someone to continue to remain a student and train under somebody like that. But at some point you opened your own school. How did that happen?
Actually, he pushed me to open my own school. It's a big pause because I just have to figure out how to answer that question. I always want to learn. And I've been learning to as long as I be in this form of the existence and that's what made me feel being just always kid. Okay, and I learned everything what was possible. And there are lots of stories there, but I will maybe we talk again in some future. I don't know. So I basically he asked me to open the studio, and I opened the studio.
What year was that?
98.
Okay.
1998, I opened my own studio. And I immigrated as a teaching for him in his headquarters. I ended up becoming actually headquarter instructor at one point. And so that was the job skills to teach in the world headquarters, which he has about 55 schools at the time worldwide. So people from all over the world come, and I remember the form, everything. So
Because you had to.
I will never forget. Like I said, I don't know. This is I learned many styles. And I felt like you just have to keep learning. So at one point, I felt like I want to do more, and this is everywhere is always politics. So I become maybe not as good example to other 55 schools because, and I understand and I respect because just if you want to have a strong reputation, you need hold your reputation and be the top person, you have to have a strong rules. And the rules was that in the system, you cannot teach more than, I think, 5% or 10% other things. In my case, it was not possible. The things what I learned from him, maybe it was a 5-10% of other things what I learned from some other people already. So I felt like being respectful, I walk and I say, as you respectful to your 3 teachers, I'm always be respectful to you, but I'm going on my own at one point. And that's the short version of the story. So I become on my own. His Kung Fu brother, another teacher, very famous, Liang Shuyu from Vancouver, Canada. He always treat me like his son. I feel like his father. I mean, I feel like his son. I'm sorry, he teach me like his father. Yeah. So I was at some kind of connection there. So eventually I become his paisha, and that's actually on CCTV, in Beijing TV recorded, documented, on a short movie. But I become, so I learned from him lots of things. And he also inspired me. He's my also big inspiration because even he write the book, like Nathan mentioned, he wrote one of the book of my teacher, Fast Wrestling Kwai Chao. But the last chapter of the book is actually a guy from Canada, from police forces, Alan. He posting ground fighting, which is not related to Chinese martial arts. And my teacher was a wrestling champion, but he said, ground fighting, Chinese don't have that as good, Western is better. So he value and respect, and he put the part of the ground fighting to make the book complete, which is not related to Chinese martial arts, but because it's a value. And so I like this because that's how I felt always. That just like Kyokushin in my time was evolving. Masoyama was alive, Masu Tatsuyama, yes. So the style was absorbing many things as well. And I was a witness, even though it was only 1 year, but I felt this because that was a fast pass with everything. So I kind of resemble to what my teachers say, that you have to value every single style. Every style will still exist because it has some value to exist. And that was inspired. So that's why I connect with him so much. But he feels the same way, like he doesn't ask him to become school branch, doesn't ask you to be affiliate. Everything is the family. You have young kids, they grew up, they live in their own house. And I like this. Like, as much I want to have a school branches so I can have an easy life, but I will not ask for this. I will not ask for membership, taxes or whatever we call this, yeah? Just because we are just in this form right now, let's enjoy and help each other if we can, but we have to take care of our own family. So that's how I end up somehow on my own. I don't know if the answer to the question is always dwindling around,
Yeah, that's okay.
So it's, and here I am.
So it's interesting. A lot of the things you're talking about come back to this this concept that maybe I'm looking for this because of where you're from, but you were initially in this environment that made the individual a very low priority, right? In communism, the individual is not the priority, but you keep coming back to individual expression of martial arts and essentially building your own style, taking what is working and acknowledging, okay, this works and creating. Towards the beginning of our conversation,
we mentioned this before.
you
Yeah,
talked
before,
about this.
yes.
Do you think this is coincidence? Do you think you would have been made it such a priority to see things as an individual and for individuals if you'd not been raised where you were?
I don't know, actually, to be honest. I don't know. No, I think, what are we starting? That's what building a foundation and help us understand and depends. But still you can be, it's hard to say because you can be influenced by something, but you still have your own choice. You don't have to. I grew up with people who try to, I have it. Another friend tried to work out with me for a little bit. He eventually quit before the first year. And he was a good person as a seeing the right way. He died over drinking, but he was a good person. And so choosing between things and it's hard to say. It's very individual. I don't know if we have any guardian angels to give us a little bit support. I'm not going with the angel thing, but there is accessible to us to take the signs. I see always signs to things and point us to, if you're able to read them, just like you're driving on the road. I always say to my students, I'm going up the line again, but I always say to my students, I was like, as a teacher, I can be only a sign on your road. That's your road. I can tell you no U-turn or what's the speed limit, okay? But it's up to you now where you go, okay? I can point you at the different doors, and it's up to you which one you choose. I can tell you what's behind, but that's all your choice. It's your life. I cannot tell you. So I don't know. This apply to, and we all have it. Everything what I was around. If my first teacher probably don't left, I maybe stay with Kyokushin. Because I was looking up to him. I have it. He wasn't my idol. He was just a cool guy who hang up around. He sounded like a little, I don't want to use the wrong way, the positive way, like kind of schizophrenic. Because in the changing room, we can goof around. And then he walk into the dojo.
Boundaries.
Yeah, and if you're still laughing from the joke what he make it was, by the way, 100 second, 100 knuckles. By the way, just for, and if you don't throw your body down 100 second, right away start to do 100 push-ups, and you look at him first, it was already 200. So he was a nice cycle.
What I'm hearing, and you and I talked a bit before we started the recording. It sounds like you needed that strong influence. And you got it at that time because you've talked about him more than any of the other instructors that you've talked about. So
he gave me the strength and the power to find my door, find my speed limit, or look at the right direction. Yeah. So yes, because there was the first person. If there was someone else, maybe I end up doing something else. Maybe it's something. And like I say, he was not the person who I will live with forever. But he showed me the direction and suited me because he was very tough, just like my friends were very tough. Like I say, in the real fight, I don't think I want to fight them because they just go battles, they go just bricks, anything what is in the hand, and you don't fight people like this, and that gave me respect because they was hang out his class. So this made me realize who this guy is. It made me feel like this guy actually helped me to gain some respect and be myself. Don't be street violent kid, because I can still be myself and do what I want and still hang out with there was no one else hang up, at least you're sitting at home. So that's why I may be coming back to him. And I try to mention to my students many different ways, sometimes how important this, value what we're doing and always know where we're going, because I always know what I want to do in my life, and I'm always sure what I want to do. Sometimes I don't want to say, like I will not answer all the questions, but I, you need to have the direction you want, and I don't want to say, oh, that's all what I want to do. I want to do more, 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 because not being arrogant, but you want to fully live with what you're doing, and share this with others so they can wake up from the amnesia and say, come on, this is more to live than just look at the phone or look at the screen. I'll just like make the car drive for you.
So
nothing against it.
You've been teaching at your own school. You've had your own school for over 25 years.
Yes, 26 actually in February was. Yes.
What do you do differently now than you did 26 years ago?
Last 3 years change. Last 3 years change affect, I think, everyone.
Did it not change much before that? From 1998 to 2020?
Okay. So everything changed when I came to this country. When I came to this country, I still, you see, that's why maybe I teach my Chinese Kung Fu, maybe the little bit Japanese way, with my own personality. So I want everyone to be happy. I want to be positive. And that's like kind of the most important thing in my life, to spread the good energy around, because I feel, what is the point to live? There's no about, oh, I'm better than you. That's make you worse, obviously, but from our perspective, we know this, but I want people to understand this. So my classes was that tough classes. I want to, if you're doing this, you do 100% is not. No, you're just doing with your heart, your mind, your body, with everything what you have. Plus, you double. So that's how I teach. But at the same time, I don't ask anyone to worship me as a teacher. I just want to be a friend. So from business perspective in this country is not really good. You need to be the teacher, but not the friend of your students or your customers. So maybe this is not a good part. So I don't know how to balance this.
It's difficult.
This is very difficult. Be not myself. And that's maybe my business is not as great like some other people, because I just want to, and if people start to get happy making jokes, sometimes making wrong joke because they don't understand the thing, and then they're being someone else, look, I was like, oh, who this clown is? So anyway, what I start helping here in Andover is kind of a little bit rich town. So I did the classes hard, but I also want to be, I don't speak well English, so I may be making some English mistakes with talking, but my classmate who I teach for, he has over 500 students. He actually helped me to, he was the one who actually also wanted me to stay and help me with teaching. He always, I teach the class for like 1 hour, and he like for another hour tried to tell me what I did wrong. Eventually he gave me a list, 99 ways to say good job to your student. I never say good job. I was like, because this is never enough. So I changed this.
Because the old way, the only way we knew, I started training in the 80s, the only way we knew we did a good job is we weren't told we did a bad job. There were no compliments.
No compliments. I never have compliments either. I remember one of my students go for competition. I don't go there because I actually have to go somewhere else. And he come back and he waiting for me to arrive. And I was like, oh, how'd you did? He said, I win all. I was like, oh, probably don't have a good people enough competing against. That was the best part I can say to him. I was like, because, other people suck. That's why you win. That was my answer. But there was no any other compliment. I cannot give it. So there was a big change I have to make it when I come here. Tell to people they're doing good, whatever, how they're doing. Okay, and I will pause here. So, because to me, I'm not satisfied with myself ever. I always see, here to hear myself, I'm here to see myself. I always want to try harder, always do every day. So obviously, I want to teach the same thing to my students. Not that the life is about just, but I feel like we need to challenge, we need to fulfill, do 100% everything what we're doing. So that's changing. They're changing what I teach for my classmate and for my teacher. So because I teach like one night and in the morning in Andover. Then I go to Boston next day, and I teach there evening and morning. So I was like alternating and staying in the studio for first year ever I was here. So basically, everything changed to being. You see, to me, I felt like a lie to students, and that's what upset me always, because I always want to be honest. I see, no, I don't want to see you suck, but I say, no, you need to, you're not there yet, okay? I'm sorry, I don't want to tell you you're there yet. So in my school, where I'm teaching right now, I'm not charging people for belt. I don't charging people for test. I'm testing them not every month, every week. I test them when I feel like I test them. I can spontaneously come out and I see the kid do today so good, better than before. I say, stay after class and let's do something. I don't tell them anything. I say, wait here, you earn your level, belt or stripe. Because I want to have still control on this, which is not a good marketing. You don't do, announce we're doing testing, next Saturday, and everyone come and pass the test. No, it doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way there. So I still keeping some kind of my own way, but change a little bit with the approach that I have to be. I will not call this nicer. I believe I'm nice. If we do martial arts and we spar, I'm good to you when I punch you, really. If I stop the punch or fake the punch, I'm actually wasting your and my time, which we disrespect each other. So I feel like people want to be disrespected and want to pay for this. I want to be honest, but then do not understand this. I'm still struggling with this thing all the time. So that's why maybe I'm not as big, mech dojo, because that's the problem.
I think a lot of schools, maybe even most schools, feel that challenge. I feel that challenge in my school. I want my students to be good, and I want to hold them to high standards, but I want them to feel encouraged, and I want them to be proud of their progress. And sometimes those sides are in conflict.
There's you have. That's individual. You can have it students that understand this. You can have it parents that can understand this, but not everyone. So again, you have to just kind of individually spread this, and again, total picture not always lining up, because who's observing this to say, okay, so what's going on in this place? You know what I mean? But so it's hard from the perspective, I prefer go practice my 8 hours sometime, which I love teaching, but at least I know I just have to kick my butt again harder and harder every day. And that's all.
Do you love training more or less now?
So I practice almost every day. I don't see almost every day. I don't know if I don't do that. No, actually, I did before after midnight. So I did some stuff after midnight today. So, but otherwise, I don't do anything in the morning. But I practice every day. I practice every day. My training is changed. I do my forms every day. This year, I decided to go more physical again, because last 3 years kind of everyone get affected. Yeah, everyone get affected. I don't say I get lazy, but some of my old injuries come back, and physically shut me down, and I see my old injury on the knee and the shoulder come back, and all this kind of physically. So this year I see now I'm going maybe to weights, and I start to do more physical work. Then I trip and I fall down from attic. I bruise my ribs. Someone say, 6 weeks. I was like, no, it was a Friday, and Monday I started to work out again. I was like, oh shoot, hurts on the back even. So I have to slow down. That's 2 weeks since last Friday. Yeah, and I'm back in my work. I go back to my strength training again. I felt like I lost my 2 weeks, but I see here's some lesson. I have to figure out what's the lesson. Maybe try to quick jump to something what I should not. So I was like, even when I get hurt or something, I felt like, okay, this is someone trying to tell me something tried to tell me that I have to maybe slow down, because I get with my strength training maybe too quick. I say whatever I was able to do before, I cannot do the 100 push-ups right now in a minute, so I maybe have to give myself time. And with all the years of experience, sometimes you're just forgetting yourself. So, but I'm working every day. I learn so many things. I want to preserve them. I see them differently. I don't feel everything has a value to me anymore, but to some people. But I work out every day and I teach every day. I teach all the classes also as well. Like to, I don't mind to have any instructors, but I don't, I like to do it. I like to do it. I like my senior students help me do the warm-ups because otherwise I do every single warm-up. But I like to take care of the class. So, I own my own place. So that's helped me to survive through the last crazy time. Have a nice land, nice parking. Welcome, you guys come here one day. So that's my life. That's my life. That's all what I'm doing. And I want to do it too. So I will never retire from practicing. I will never retire from teaching. Unless I retired from reading. That's how I see it.
You've hinted at, and I want us to start to wrap up with this because I think it's a really important concept, and I see a big connection to the beginning of our conversation. You've talked about your students and your school as a family, and I'm wondering if you'd talk about that a little more. What kind of a family is it? What's your role in that family? What do you expect of new students as they become part of that family? Things like that.
No, as I see, I don't want to go too philosophical about. I always say we all connect. We all connect, and we should, as we connect, if we all start dust, okay? We born, 39.7 billion years ago. Yeah, whatever, the Big Bang. I don't know. Let's say it.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, about no, we
not consciously.
Yeah, but we the conscious just grow over the time, and but that's how old we are, and so we should share from our life perspective, our life experiences, what we go through, without here who is here. And to me, martial arts is just more, like I said, that fighting. It's fighting with yourself. Art is about expressing yourself, like I mentioned. So, what is the best environment to do this? To do this in a positive, happy way. If somehow you were the ruler, just keep hitting your hand. That happened in my school, and I got a cards on my hands from my principal ruler. So there may be bad memory staying, or some kind of memory stay. I don't call this bad memory. I don't believe anything is bad. It's all for a reason. And but not always. We need to give each other that kind of thing, that kind of structure. So I want to make people hard work, but I want on the end to enjoy this. And don't be terrified that they have to do. Like my first teacher, actually, come back to him. I was going nervous to the class. And my legs was shaking because I was not know what crazy things he will do. Yeah, we have 3 classes. Was it kata? Was it strength training and kumite? 3 classes, and each class was slightly different. Yeah, so I will talk about this again, maybe some other time, because there's lots of talk actually about another his structure of practice. But anyway, so coming back to which we learning from the experiences, and we want to be as positive and the mutual respect. I feel like that's what is missing in traditionally Chinese martial arts as a master, as a teacher. So like I don't want to say this like a master of puppets. Again, Metallica coming back too much. Yeah, today I think it's Master of Puppets, 30 something years when they come out. Anyway, yeah, I think it's today. Anyway, or yesterday or today. Anyway, but so music maybe affect me too, which will be another story, because martial arts training in music There was another reason why I don't play any music, and I don't like music class when I was a kid, but this is again related to my other experiences. But music was the strength. But anyway, coming back to their leadership and the family thing, uh, I don't know how to answer this because not every student is ready for this. Not every student understands this, and as crazy as it may sound, I like to not to have a class, but some of my students know this any lesson. They know I like to just with greetings say thank you for class, say have a good night, good day. Sometimes I like to say to my students I love you, and people look at you like some people understand. Say love you back. Some people are so scared to say use the word because there can be in a many levels say it, and with our crazy life, people can interpret it different. But I mean like I want to spread the positive thing about our presence here. And I think that's the reason why we're here. And that's what is the most. And that's what martial arts showed me. Martial arts showed me how to love. I still have a hard time to love myself, but how to love and respect everything what is around you. And a form of friends, from of students. I love them because supporting my love of martial arts coming and teaching them. So that's how the family thing coming, because the family obviously is love. So my students become my family because supporting my passion, which is my love, things what I'm still here, I'm existing. I'm not in a jail, not in a graveyard like my friends. So I want to show them and I want to treat them equal. So I feel in some form maybe that's but like I say, it's not easy to answer for someone who learns English.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's share ways people can get a hold of you. I'm going to do an outro and then I'm going to pass it back to you to close us up with some final thoughts. So website, social media, anything like that?
Athleticbalance.com and
say it again.
Athletic Balance.
Athletic Balance.
Athleticbalance.com. I feel like it's not really martial arts name. Sometimes people making this as because I think go behind my philosophy, too, and I don't want to show that everything is about fighting. More is about balance. I don't want to do the mind body because everyone using. So I just want to use the physical aspect. And obviously, if someone understands this is no physical, there's no external, but internal. Just like the yin and yang all have to be balanced. So I think it's kind of modern way to say athletic balance, which athleticbalance.com on the bottom bar, you can find my YouTube channel. You can find my TikTok. I just started a couple of months ago. I don't even do TikTok, but everyone says do TikTok. I was like, okay. And my Instagram, which is also very slow, and my Facebook is actually a little bit because maybe for all those people, it's like, which I don't believe the age in it. But I'm 24 anyway, by the way. so it's on the bar. And you can find the links to my social media and my other channels. I think so.
Great. Okay. Yes. Well, I'm going to have you close us out in a minute, but just to the audience, go check out the website, check out the social media. whistlekickmartialartsradio.com for everything related to the show, whistlekick.com for all the things that we do, the things that we sell, the things that we offer, Whistlekick Alliance, our Patreon, stuff like that. And thank you for being here. I do appreciate your time, and
thank you very much for having the opportunity to share my little bit of my, I don't know, my adventure and here. And
adventure is an understatement. And I think that's quite the story. And I know that we missed a lot of the side roads that, we'll have to have you back on.
There's lots of things. But like I say, we all have had some story in our life. And I feel everyone has some unique thing. And if we can just learn from each other, the good things. And like I say, I try to learn and respect everything what I see. See someone doing something wrong, I don't think it's wrong, but I was like, that's the way I don't want to do it. So I learned the lesson as well. So I think we're learning all the time, and we're sharing this. So every pothole you hit, you learn something. Try to avoid if you able to, and I'm great for the opportunity being here, for having the chance to I don't know, blink my eye here for a moment.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for being
much.
here.
Thank you, sir.